Here's why I think advertising alone can and will kill your business. It's because if you don't have a foundation that is going to receive all of the traffic, leads, anything along those lines, then you're just going to waste money.
Preach it.
Just going to waste money.
Clay, I got a coffee fact for you.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about increasing revenue, ramping up those conversions, and a little bit about coffee.
Clay, I got a coffee fact
Bring
for
it.
you today. Did you know that if you drink coffee right when you wake up, it is actually killing your productivity throughout the day? In the realm of it is blocking the neurotransmitters and all of the other brainy stuff. I'm in marketing, so I don't know much science, but it's blocking all that other stuff that allows you to keep energy throughout the day. And so that's why people crash in the afternoon if they drink a morning coffee. It's not actually helping them wake up. If you wait until after those first 90 minutes or beyond, you will have extended energy throughout the day. And that, my friend, is your coffee fact. No debating it. It's a fact.
There might be a little bit of debate, but facts, I get it.
The point is, it's probably, coffee as much as we love it, probably kills our overall energy.
I can totally see that.
I hate to
totally
say
see
it.
that.
I hate to say it, and I love coffee. I hate to say it.
But you know what? I've had 2 cups of coffee, and I am pumped to talk about how advertising will kill your business. What?
We're in that world.
We are in that world.
We're in that world. Welcome back
Yeah.
to Coffee and Conversion, where we talk about all things marketing, advertising, conversions, and a little bit of coffee.
So, one of the most common questions I get
Yep.
is, hey, can you run Instagram ads for me? Like literally, I get DM'd on LinkedIn. It's like, hey, do you guys do Instagram ads? Do you do Facebook? Do you do LinkedIn ads? I'm like,
Do you do ads?
yes.
At all?
I can, absolutely. But here's why I think advertising alone can and will kill your business. It's because if you don't have a foundation that is going to receive all of the traffic, leads, anything along those lines, then you're just going to waste money.
Preach it.
Just going to waste money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have a framework for communication, if you don't have brand script that you're operating off of, and you're just running ads.
Yeah.
Now, I know this is a very sensational headline. Sorry, guys, for any feathers that got ruffled there.
It'll kill it alone if it's the only thing you're doing.
Yeah, that's all you're doing. It'll kill it.
Yeah.
That said, what I do see consistently not working is this transactional of, hey, do you do ads? Yeah, I do ads. I can do ads for you. I got you ads. Your ads are covered. We're running ads, $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Yep, we got your ads rolling.
Yeah.
And 7 days later, here you are. You know, it's been about 7 days. Where are all my leads?
Yeah.
What leads? You didn't ask me to get you leads. You asked me to run ads.
Yeah.
So it's critical that when you come at it with this mindset of, oh, I need to be advertising on this platform, you probably don't.
Yeah.
You really unlikely should be the one making the call on the channel in which that communication is happening.
Yeah.
You need to talk to an expert about that.
Yeah, I was just ranting about this on LinkedIn a few months ago around the idea if you as maybe the marketing manager, the CEO, or someone comes and tells you about a certain channel, a paid channel that you can win at, and if that is your strategy, then if you only go after that channel, you're probably in the wrong place. You just said it yourself. If that's all you're doing, you're down the creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
You know, like, because again, and I've said this before, marketing doesn't have a silver bullet. You're not going to grow revenue by throwing even millions of dollars at ads, right? There's disbursement and distribution in those ads. And really, I think that's what we should talk about is how best what is the best practices around running ads?
Absolutely.
What channels do we need to go at? And of course, what you and I are really talking about today is building that strategy into the larger framework. And we've talked about this on past episodes. Build your messaging. Have a right sales RevOps plan, because ads are really, it's a piece of the pie. It's a tactic within the larger model.
Well, and I want to remind everyone, when you are thinking about running paid ads on a specific platform, that platform is not designed to make you money. It's designed to take your money.
It's designed to keep you there.
Yeah, they want you coming back, and they want to make as much money off of you as possible.
Oh, follow the money trail, people. This is not a political podcast, but I'm just telling you.
Seriously though,
yeah.
So Google is going to constantly be trying to get more money out of you. So if you say, hey, Google, you can run my ads, there's, I don't think it's launched yet, but there is AI tools within Google's system that will, one button and it'll run your ads.
Yeah.
Google loves that.
Yeah.
Because it's all hidden behind this veil of, no, trust us, we got your back.
Yeah.
But that's not true. They don't have your back. They have, well, actually, they do have your back. In fact, they have their hand in your back pockets, taking your money.
Yeah.
So,
well, even on the Google front for ads, because that's everyone thinks, oh, well, that's where my buyers are. That's where search is. Even AI search engines are there's SEO pooling from Google, and so even there, Google won't rank you if you have a terrible business profile. If you don't have good testimonials, if you don't have good foundation, again, and by the way, if your GBP isn't connected to a good Wikipedia page, a good reputable website with good domain authority, if your socials aren't all connected to that, like Google's scanning all of that. Why? Because they're looking for more people to get the right answers because they want people coming back to Google. That's their big fight. And so when it comes to paid ads, we can't just look at our desired outcome, which is more leads. That's why we think we're getting ads, as the plan.
Yeah.
We have to build everything else out behind that and make sure it's consistent across the board. But to come back to that point, Clay, I think it's beneficial for business owners to know, how do we operate? How do we start picking LinkedIn ads over Facebook ads, over Google, over AdRoll? Like where do we start in all of that? Because I think that's where it's a general question. I know there's so much more depth in it.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, when it comes to identifying those channels, it's very specific to that business's needs.
Right.
What is their budget? What is their desired outcome? What is the revenue tied to a deal? I mean, if the deal is $100 or $100,000, it's going to determine how much you're willing to spend.
Yeah. What
is the level of competition in that space?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors in there that need to be considered. So I don't want to give specific advice, but I do want to just I had ChatGPT help me out with something here.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, give me the...
This is so meta.
Yeah, it's so meta. So give me some of the world's worst failures in advertising.
Oh, man.
And some of these...
Wait, time out. Is it going back to when Lucky Strike was running ads that said doctor's favorite choice?
Doesn't go that far back.
In cigarettes. Anyway.
So the oldest one is from 1997,
Okay.
Microsoft's Clippy campaign. So do you ever remember Clippy?
Yes. Wait.
Yes.
Why is it saying that's an advert?
So Microsoft heavily advertised its Clippy Assistant, believing it would revolutionize how users interacted with the software. Instead, users found Clippy annoying, leading to widespread frustration. So, it was just like a failure point because they didn't understand their customer want.
Yes.
They didn't understand their customer want. Why were people using Microsoft?
Right.
It wasn't because they needed this Clippy Assistant who got really annoying, was always in the way, if you guys remember that. I'm showing my age a little bit. But the one that's most recent that I want to point out here is Peloton. In 2019, I don't know if you remember this.
Okay.
Peloton aired an ad featuring a woman documenting her use of a Peloton bike gifted by her partner.
Yes.
The ad was criticized as being sexist and tone deaf, sparking widespread ridicule on social media. This company has not been the same ever since that ad campaign.
Wow.
So my whole point is, how advertising alone can kill your business. This is a crazy example.
Yeah.
But what it is it's showing that you don't understand
Context.
what your customer wants and who they are.
The cultural context.
Absolutely.
When it comes, organic aside, organic brand building aside.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, right. Paid advertising is largely dependent on the cultural context of where people are at.
Yeah.
And here we are, we're in the beginning of 2025. 2019, they were on the cusp of like really, especially in America, just like, racial, political divide. And you kind of, we have to understand that. And I don't think, if large companies aren't thinking about that, smaller companies,
for sure.
Not even close to top of mind. And so you have to think about that. Like if I'm going to run this LinkedIn ad, let's say I'm a B2B company in the tech space.
Yep.
And I have a new technology that fits well for IT professionals trying to move enormous payloads of information, right? Or decipher data, right? There's some companies that we work with that do that kind of thing. If I'm in the LinkedIn space, I have to wonder where is my buyer currently at in any given moment?
Yeah.
And someone who's in that payload IT tech world, well, guess what? They're probably underneath reams of data daily and managing tons of people and servers. And if they're on LinkedIn, they're likely not worried. They're not thinking about some payload management ad that's going to, they're worried about the thing. And we talk about this often. What is the thing that keeps like a CEO up at night?
Yeah.
Like that's honestly, it's where I like to start with advertising campaigns, because that pain point, again, if you go back to our earlier episode on messaging, that pain point is going to be the clear thing that moves the needle. But again, if they're in LinkedIn, are they thinking about that pain point? If they're active on Instagram or the Meta space, or they're actively on Google, how are they thinking in those spaces?
Yeah.
And that's like that research alone. It's so hard for you and I to be like, well, this industry should target a potential client this way in this channel without doing a deep dive research, because we can't assume. We can't assume a potential prospect might be on, Instagram thinking about their IT payloads.
Yeah.
Or their financial services, on another social platform. And so it's just, that context really matters, and it's so nuanced that we forget about that. And I think too many people in the marketing space, especially if you're on LinkedIn, you're going to hear too many people saying, I can help you with your LinkedIn ads. I can help you with this. And it's just like, please don't buy into that until you understand the research of where your customers are.
Absolutely.
In the context.
Well, and I'll say this too, 2 disclaimers. So you absolutely can go to Instagram, go to Facebook, spend whatever you want to spend on those platforms. And sure, there may be 1 or 2 instances where the CEO of a company is scrolling through Instagram, doom scrolling at 2 a.m. in the morning, and
which is a better time to run the ad, probably. Let's be honest.
Depends on what you're selling, but yeah, you could do that 100%. And they may be like, oh yeah, I need to think about that. But is that really worth it?
Yeah,
because you're going to spend probably thousands of dollars to just have that one impression. Mm-hmm. And so many people refer to marketing as just kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. Yeah. Which, by the way, my kid at one point in time did throw spaghetti against a wall.
I thought it was just a saying.
And the sauce stuck. Just clarifying.
Did the noodle slide?
The noodle slid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my point is, nothing sticks when you do it that way. But what I will also say as another disclaimer is, it's okay if you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That is okay as a CEO. And I don't want you guys to be hearing what Luke and I are saying is us coming down on you as like, oh, I can't believe they do that.
No.
I want you to hear it from the standpoint of you shouldn't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
CEOs should be focused on running the business as a whole, not trying to figure out what advertising or marketing channel they should be reaching out through. So the next right step for anyone listening in, if you're a business owner or leader or CEO, or if you're looking into the marketing space and you just want to run a better campaign, messaging, you're going to hear that broken record from me. Make sure your messaging is clear and make sure it's consistent, but also make sure that the data shows that your target audience is where you are thinking about advertising.
Exactly.
So just do the research.
Yep.
Let data inform. Most people just test stuff out, and that's their scapegoat is, oh, I'm just testing.
Yeah.
No.
And
You don't
there's
need
a
to.
time and place for that. I will say on the ad front, and that's
For
okay.
testing, for sure.
Right.
That's why you don't spend $10,000
Yeah.
before you spend a single dollar.
That's right.
So yeah, you can do testing, but don't do it and just use it as an excuse and say, well, we don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just put it this way. ExxonMobil is not spending any money on Pinterest these days. And I'll tell you why. Actually, no, I won't. I'll let you understand. I'm not going to close that story loop for you.
And they're probably not spending any money on TikTok anymore, but that's for other reasons. This is such a good conversation. And actually, one of the things that could be helpful, we have a website audit, free website audit that we offer on our site. And I know we talked, and this podcast really shouldn't be for like hard CTAs, but I actually think it could be valuable just to run through a website audit. You'll have one of our team members run through a website audit. It's right there on our site at goodagency.com. And it actually, I think, would help with understanding where your brand as a whole, what is it currently like ranking for as keyword search? And then we can start to look at, well, what are potential competitors ranking for? And who is advertising in those spaces? And could you actually win on a paid advertising plan? So I actually think that would be really helpful.
I agree.
Next step, it's a free thing. You're right. You guys shouldn't do this alone. And they could really, we can partner with you on a free side to just say, here's where you're at. So before you spend that first dollar.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
100%.
I love it. Share the video, send it to a friend. And as always, enjoy that cup of coffee.
Cheers.